Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Silent Hunter 3. U-51, a German Type 7B U-boat, now leaves the port of Kiel, Germany, and sets sail towards the Atlantic. Its mission is that of pretty much every other Type 7B U-boat: to hunt English merchant vessels and warships in various grids along the naval theatre of the Atlantic. Let's head on over to the bridge and take one last look at the home base of Kiel, as me and as the captain and this crew as a whole will not be returning to Kiel for quite some time, or to land at all for that matter. This is not the first voyage of U-51. This is its second patrol. During the first one, the maiden voyage of the vessel, if you will, it had made a name for itself as the leading and most effective boat in the 7th Flotilla, under the command of Admiral Donitz himself. The 7th Flotilla mostly utilises Type 7B U-boats, as the 1st Flotilla still sticks to the Type 2 coastal U-boats for the meantime, and are still in the process of rearming. It falls to the 7th to lead the war effort against England. Our particular U-boat, U-51, is loaded to the brim with all manner of torpedoes, both in the external and internal storage. It also has a small flak gun in the rear and a flak 88 in the forward section of the boat. The flak has had an upgrade in the amount of ammunition it can carry recently, but truly the most impressive feature of the U-51 is its crew. Now hardened by their first patrol and experience at sea, these sea wolves, these veterans of the war already in as early as 1939, set out once again to be the terror under the waves in the Atlantic. And with a few more fancy shots of U-51 leaving port and setting sail for treacherous and unknown waters, I would like to actually correct course a little bit and tell you roughly what the playthrough and the whole mission is going to be and how it's going to be conducted, as well as a few more details about the campaign. So, currently, in Silent Hunter 3, I am running the Living Silent Hunter mod. This adds a plethora of features I honestly do not have the time to go through, but it effectively modernizes a rather old submarine simulator, but still probably the best overall submarine simulator out there even to this day. U-boat is a close second, but to me Silent Hunter is still king. So, especially with all these mods. Now, I'm running the patrol at around 70% realism. The only, I guess, not realistic thing that I will feature in our hunting, if you will, through the Atlantic is the targeting system. So I have indeed enabled automatic ship identification, range, angle on bow, and speed will also be given to me by my officer. And I will be the one that launches the torpedoes, but most of the calculations, the angle, the depth, and so on will, again, most of the time be done by my officers. Now, I can do it manually, should I choose to, and I probably will in some situations where we need a little bit more intuition rather than just hard math to hit the target. But if we are firing at a merchant vessel or even a carrier or a destroyer, and it has not spotted us and is just holding its course, then there is no need for me to bother with all the little calculations and details, and I'll just switch it to automatic and fire. I will calculate the depth manually because it's the officers are not great at doing that. Speed I will probably have to do myself. Pistol is probably going to be set this way. It could be impact or magnetic, I believe that's what that stands for. But effectively, most of the firing will be done by the officers, or most of the calculations will be done by the officers. Everything else is set to as possibly realistic as it could be, from the damage model to... from the damage model to the reload times to everything, really. I did enable external view and action camera because although these can sometimes be used to sort of go above the submarine and look for targets, mostly they're there to provide eye candy like this, and in a YouTube recording, why would you not want to have shots like this? And I gotta say, even for a game from, what, 2005, I think? This looks pretty darn nice. I mean, sure, it's all pixels in the background, but it looks pretty darn nice. Anyways, close-up of our, actually, let's pause it really quickly. Oh, you can't, well, maybe you can see it. Let's, there it is. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, well, that's what I wanted to show, really. Good. So let's take a look at the crew then, and this is the crew setup that we are going for. Currently we are in cruise mode, so a lot of the crew is resting in their quarters. Many of these have, well, quite a few of these already have some medals, like I mentioned. For example, Otto Toddenhanger, I think? Our helmsman, and first officer, I believe? I'm not sure which one of these is the first officer. Anyways, he has been awarded the Iron Cross Second Class. His colleague on his in the command room station has been awarded with the U-Boat Front Clasp. And his other colleague has the same award. Some of the petty officers and sailors have also been given awards. I just can't seem to find them right now, but I assure you they exist. Alright. It is currently October the 3rd, 1939, and I suppose we should take a look at our objectives as we set sail. So, we are to depart from Kiel, and we are to return at the end of the patrol to Kiel, but our destination currently is Grid AN18, and we are to patrol the area. Our orders are to reach the grid and to patrol it for 24 hours, and sink things along the way as that happens. Well, hopefully. Right. I do want to take a look at the torpedo loadout, and generally the weapons loadout of the submarine. So, this is the ammunition that we are carrying. 150 high explosive 88 rounds, and then an extra 10 in some hidden compartment somewhere in the U-boat, I believe. We have these signal rounds as well, 40 of them, and 40 AP rounds. And also 4,000 20mm AP anti-air rounds for the light flak gun. As far as torpedoes are concerned, we are exclusively running with Torpedo Type 1, that is the G7A. It is a gas/steam, or a steam, well, it's complicated, but yes, it is a gas and steam propulsion type torpedo. Its range varies from 6 to 12.5 kilometers, depending on the traveling speed of the torpedo. It has no guidance, and they are a pre-war issue torpedo. Its main disadvantage is leaving a visible trail of bubbles on the surface on its way to the target and is easily spotted. However, this visible surface can be mitigated a little bit by adjusting the depth of the torpedo. The deeper it is, the less visible the bubbles are on the surface. That said, I am not going with the Type 2 torpedoes, which is a G7B, I think. And the main reason is they are unreliable at this time. Later down the line, the reliability issues with them will be fixed, but they are an electric torpedo, which does not leave this trail on the surface. However, their range and speed are quite limited compared to this one, though. Again, they have their advantages, but they are unreliable, and that is not something I need. I've had 2 of those in the first patrol, and both of them were duds. So I am... actually, was one of them a dud and the other one missed? I forget. But either which way, let's get the weather report. Precipitations, none. Fog, none. Clouds clear. Wind speed 2 meters per second. Direction 0. Alright, good. Well, in that case, I believe we can head on over to the navigation table and be on our merry way. But I kind of want to pass through here. I'm not sure if that's particularly wise. It's not a very wide area of the sea, but I think I can. Maybe it will be kind of interesting. So let's do that. Plus, I think there are no boats that actually travel through here. So we'll probably be able to just slide on through. Anyways, we will go around Denmark, obviously, and head towards AN 18, which is here. The sort of central eastern part of Scotland, I believe, and its coast, effectively. We will be close to a British small-ish port called the Firth of Forth, I believe, is how you pronounce that. Not sure. And Scapa Flow in the north as well. So between these 2 ports there might be some traffic, and we might catch it here in this region at AN 18, but also there is a possibility that we get merchant ships from places like Reykjavik, Bergen, maybe even from the United States. So we do need to be careful about what we actually launch torpedoes at and what we shoot. Or sink, rather more accurately. So far, the British have been absolutely powerless. And the U-boats, at least currently, are kings of the sea. They are incredibly difficult to spot. In fact, many of them, especially the Type 7s, Type 2s are a little bit more limited in their capabilities, but the Type 7s can get extremely close to British ports within 10, 9, 8 kilometers in some instances, and are able to launch torpedoes at those distances, because remember, the Type 1s, the G7As, have a maximum range of 12.7 kilometers. This means that any ships docked here are extremely vulnerable to port raids by U-boats, and, well, that is just devastating for the Royal Navy. Now, where the Royal Navy does have us beat is in terms of the raw number of ships that they have. In terms of destroyers, warships, surface vessels of all kinds, really, the Royal Navy does have the Kriegsmarine beat in every way, shape and form. The veterancy of their sailors, the quality of their boats, however. That, so far, has proven to be of little consequence, as the U-boats really are absolute rulers on the waves so far. Now, we will be passing close to a ferry boat. I wish it was something more exciting, but there it is. A ferry boat. Us being a submarine, I believe we should have the right of passage. Yes, and it will slow down to let us through, thank you. Good. Anyways, I will see you all when we actually make it out of territorial German waters and into the Atlantic. Well, specifically into the North Sea and then towards the Atlantic, sort of. Yes. October 5th, 1939, 11:47 AM. So far, we've made it out of what I would consider German-held waters. It is practically impossible for the Royal Navy to send any form of task force down towards Kattegat over here, towards these waters in this area, practically. We have made it into the North Sea, and perhaps an important thing to mention is that the ports of Wilhelmshaven, I think, and the one up here on the island north of it, and Hamburg as well, do not have the necessary equipment to refuel, rearm, and repair U-boats. That is to say that if we run out of ammunition, if we have some sort of malfunction while on patrol, we will need to return all the way back to our home base in Kiel, Tirpitz-Hoffen, and no other base or no other naval port in the area will be able to help us other than Kiel. Not just in the area, pretty much anywhere else. I'm not sure about Danzig, but I think none of these actually have the capability of repairing and servicing our vessel. So far, we've made it all the way to grid AN, I believe, yes, AN35, without any single contact whatsoever, other than these neutral trade ships here and there. We've encountered a few Swedish ones down here, a few Norwegian ones up here, but that is about it. We have news of a task force in the canal over here, near Dover, but, well, perhaps more near Portsmouth, realistically. However, they were there at 7:50 and they were heading westwards, so really no concern of ours. Though there is a small convoy of neutral vessels approaching us. That's pretty much the only thing that we will see for a while now. I expect we'll make contact with these vessels. Yeah, we can see them. There they are. Let's take a look at them. If we can. my oh my, that is, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Interesting. Ah, there they are. Clearly merchant ships, but different merchant ships from what I can tell. All travelling in a convoy. Well, it's quite a sight, but would be far more exciting were they English. But be that as it may, we continue and we sail westwards. Jagen England, England in den Tod, as they say. And just a short while later, we have something. Let's head on over to the navigation map and check it out. It is a ship. Clearly, since it's in the North Sea, I would sort of assume that it's a ship and not a tank or a horse or something in the middle of the North Sea, but snarly humour aside, it is a hostile ship. Probably a merchant, bearing in mind its location. Maybe leaving from Oslo or Kristiansand or something. It was spotted at 8 o'clock PM exactly. It is travelling at medium speed, going west-northwest. Now, medium speed is the thing that has me slightly worried about it, because merchants usually are fairly slow. However, let's calculate its course. So it's heading roughly like that. Quite possibly to Lervik, I guess, or maybe the United States. Or Canada, for that matter. I say we try and catch it. Now, going at 10 knots, it's gonna be kind of difficult. But I also don't want to burn too much fuel going faster. Though, it is right there, and even though it's pretty late at night, we have the perfect weather conditions. I mean, the moon is nowhere to be found, really. We appear to have lost the moon, which is terrific news for us. The seas are crystal clear and calm, and it is almost pitch black. Now, spotting the merchant in these conditions is going to be excruciatingly difficult. On one hand. On the other, if it's difficult to spot a merchant vessel, or, I mean, it might not be a merchant vessel, but if it is difficult to spot a ship, a ginormous ship, on the water surface, with perfectly still water like this, imagine how much more difficult it would be to spot a submerged submarine with only a small, tiny little periscope sticking out the water. In these conditions, literally impossible. Right, well, let's head back to the navigation map and see if we can't catch this merchant ship. Now, I do want to go ahead full, though, since it was there in 8. Like, I'm not entirely sure, because we don't know the exact speed when he'll arrive, let's say there-ish, but I do want to be faster than him, obviously, if I intend on intercepting her, I suppose. It is a ship, it's more appropriate to call it a her. Also, this line is not entirely correct, as you can see, but its location might not be entirely correct either, so you never know. But let's see if we can't spot it. And there she is. Aha. Yeah, it's undoubtedly the same ship. It's, I mean, the one we're hunting. Let's go beside it like that. And then sort of turn into it. Dive. And then that's about it, really, you know. Just observe it as it floats idly past us. Right. Turns out burning the extra fuel will actually come in quite handy. Actually, one of the few things I'm not concerned about while at sea is fuel. Do have loads of it, and we can carry loads of it, so much so, in fact, that last time I returned to port having depleted pretty much all ammunition of all types except for the AA rounds, and the only thing I still had plenty of, well, the only other thing I still had plenty of was fuel. Everything else was running on fumes, no torpedoes, no deck gun ammunition, everything was gone, but fuel? No, I had plenty of that. Now, considering that at full speed I managed to catch up to it in a relatively alright time, well, in a relatively alright time period, I reckon I will be able to intercept him as he... Well, I should really call it a she, as she crosses like this. Oh, all stop. I don't see it. I don't see it. It could have gone past, I guess, at medium speed is not a joking matter, sorry. Or it is not a travel speed with which to joke, but...
Ship spotted.
Ah! There she is, alright. Maintain current orders.
Ship spotted. Bearing 0. Long range.
It's a parcel freighter. Interesting. Okay. Well, at least we found her. Now we need to figure out a way to engage. And I genuinely think this is how we go about that. Because I'm pretty sure we haven't been spotted yet. This is roughly the range which the ship is expected to see us. Wait, where is it exactly currently relative to us? Oh, okay. See if I can't see it from the deck. Or from the bridge, rather. No. Well, tell you what, you have better eyes than me, people, because I can't see anything out there, but if you say it's there, I'll trust you.
Yes, sir. Ahead full.
Let's go ahead full. And I mean, we did catch up to it, so it was there at 9:40. Yeah, alright. We don't see it anymore, but I think if we're going at 15 knots. We are faster than it is. I want to come around like this, and then turn. Should have drawn a line as to so as to indicate the direction in which the ship is travelling, but okay.
Ship spotted.
Yeah, this is actually a better angle. But maintain current orders. No, actually, I don't want to maintain current orders.
Ship spotted. Bearing 49. Long range.
Let's go maneuver.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Periscope depth.
Yes,
And
sir.
let's go ahead flak 2. Because it is kind of quick. And I am having trouble keeping up with it. Oh, not enough crew in the electric engines. Right. Crew. Submerged attack mode.
Moving away. Bearing full.
We do not need anyone on the diesel engines currently. Get people into position. Don't need you there either. You can have a rest. Alright. Well, we know roughly where she is. Is that ship getting away from me? I seriously hope not, because I cannot physically travel any faster. I should be able to get off a few good launches once I get closer. But let's sort of approach at that angle, I guess. This is a horrible angle. No, just everything about this is horrible. Okay. Okay. Okay, how about we go over to the observation periscope. Lift it above the water level, seas are a little bit less calm now. Well, actually not really. And then try and spot this thing. So there it is. It's a parcel freighter. As we've previously established. Right, it's going at the speed of 8 knots. Range 6,000 meters. Roughly, well, 5,800 something to be precise. Tell you what, lower the observation periscope. We won't be needing it currently. Let's get on the attack periscope instead. And raise this. Right, better. Much better. What I am interested in most is these Yugoslavian ships. Oh, just armed merchants. Okay. British. It's most likely British. Parcel freighter. Let's lock onto it. Did they have to have so many ships? These nice looking battleships. Cruisers, but not the one I'm looking for. It's not a British ship. Canada? Is it like is it like a generic? Oh, whoops. Is it like a generic ship, maybe? No. Well, whatever it is, I was gonna check whether it has guns or not. Because I don't think it does. Problem is, it's running away from me. I'm going at 7 knots at max speed, it's going at 8. The angle on bow is horrible. It's 162 degrees, but it's not that horrible. We can still hit that relatively well, like there, and blow it up. So let's set the torpedo depth to 3 meters. Torpedo speed. Piston to impact. Torpedo speed. To medium. I think medium ought to hit it. Tube 1. Let's flood tube 1. Now, he's giving me a lead angle solution, and I like this, to be honest with you. Firing a salvo would be kind of silly. Alright, you know what? Loss. See if we can't hit it. We'll keep tailing it until the torpedo hits. Well, if the torpedo hits, that is. That's a quick little bugger, honestly. it should be able to hit. It intersects the path perfectly. It's not changing course. It's been heading the exact same way, at the exact same angle and everything. Exact same speed for, what I assume are hours upon hours. So let's see if we've hit or not. I'll continue to tail it, like I said, because in case this torpedo misses, I am faster when surfaced, and I don't think this thing has weapons. Now, is this a waste of a torpedo? Who knows? It's only a waste if it misses, eh? Let's see. It hasn't taken evasive action yet. I'm gonna hit the rear, but
Torpedo impact.
we did hit. Okay. Surface the boat.
Surface the boat.
And let's catch up to it. It's heading westwards and it is now slow. Gee, I wonder if we had anything to do with that. Okay, crew. I want someone on the guns. Or on the deck gun specifically. There she is. She's turning and not maneuvering away, she is proper turning. Okay. Now she's wiggling. Damn, that thing is still afloat. I mean, the impact angle of the torpedo was pretty trash, but that thing is still floating. And moving rather, well, energetically, shall we say. Alright. Let's see what we can do about that. What was the distance between us and them? So about 2 kilometers, I would say. 2.5. Okay. Deck gun. Let's fire at 3. Give it a proper lead. Load HE. Set the range to 3,000 and see where it lands. Slightly less, I think. 2,500 should land like... Ooh, that's actually better than I expected. Alright. We'll fire at this range for now. Ah, yeah, slightly above maybe, 2,600. Because I don't want to hit the hull, I want to hit the deck. Like that, ideally. You want to cause fires, destroy the engine, stuff like that. Destroy whatever we just blew up. Back. Things are exploding, probably the cargo. And that is a fire. check the range again. 2.4. Alright, we are getting closer to it. And as a result, should probably go down to 2.4. I'll wait for the boat to turn first. Yeah. 2.4 is more like it. 2.5 now, I think, because we can hit the upper parts of the ship there. Yeah. This is good. Well, I say that and we miss, but much better. Alright, there we go, that's it. 2.6, slightly above that. Said slightly above that, not that much. Alright, that looks good. Keep hitting it. I think as we get closer, it's going to get better. I'm pretty sure we were hitting it before as well, just not seeing the explosions. Yeah, that will just cause a fire in the front section too. And there we go. She's cooking. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. And down she goes. Let's just mark that. And be on our way to the patrol grid. We've sunk our first enemy vessel. We should probably report this as well, so let's head on over to the sonar and radio section. Let's send status report. Torpedoes left 13, position grid AN42, cargo ships sunk 1, total tonnage 3,118. And on our way to Scotland. Or the coastal waters of Scotland, that is.